back to my channel. I know it's been such a long time. Today I'm back to do a chit chat get ready with me for you guys, and I'm really excited because I'm using a bunch of new products I've gotten in hauls or in Ipsy bag unboxings. There are still a couple of things that I use every day that I kind of threw in here just to kind of fill the spaces, but most of this stuff is new. I'm also going to be updating you guys my life a little bit, just telling you what I've been doing for the last couple of weeks and kind of what I have coming up in the future, as well as just like letting you guys know where I've been, that kind of stuff. So without further ado, let's just hop on into this video. I'm first going to start off by pinning my hair back because Mama knows that hair gets a little in the way sometimes. Am I right, ladies? So I'm just going to zoom you guys in now just to show you my face. Okay, so let's get started off with the eyes. I'm going to start off by priming with my good old e.l.f. eyelid primer. If you guys have been watching me for a while, you know that I love this stuff, and it's just a really good everyday product that I think is essential in my collection. Also, I'm in a new setup today. I decided that I wanted to make sure to have my desk in front of me instead of behind me so I could like put all the products and stuff down. So yeah, I'm sorry it's not really that exciting, but I was like, well, are they really gonna care what's behind me? Probably not. Alright, well that's all setting in. I'm going to use a new product from NYX. This is their Tame and Frame Tinted Brow Pomade. Oh my gosh, you guys. This stuff is amazing. If I don't mess up today, I might be able to show you how great it is. If I do mess up, you'll probably be a little scared. But believe me, it works so well. I just have the shade Blonde. I'm going to start off by brushing out my brows using my spoolie. And then I'm going to use the MAC 266 brush with this. Get a bit of the product on the brush. So what I usually do is I'm just going to be lining the bottom of my brow with this a little, and then I'm going to line the top. And then whatever areas are sparse in the center, I'll fill in later. Is that close enough? Maybe I should zoom in a little more. That's probably it. Okay. The last couple weeks have been pretty crazy. The most important crazy, probably the worst thing that happened, is my mom was doing a workout class and she fell back and she broke both of her wrists, which has really changed the dynamic in our household because obviously she can't do anything. Like, she has casts all the way up to her elbows now. And she can move her fingers, but she can't open a door, she can't lift, she can't push or pull or twist, you know what I mean? So it's really interesting now. I think it's really kind of brought us maybe a little bit closer because obviously we're spending a lot more time together, her and I and my dad. But she's doing okay. She was definitely quite depressed about it at the start because obviously there's so many things that she can't do. If you know my mom, you know that she is very involved, like me, our family, everything. You know, she likes to do everything herself. But I think she's doing pretty well with it now. She's gonna have to have the cast on for about 4 to 6 weeks, and we're actually leaving for New York in like 2 weeks. So that will be interesting. She's really hoping that maybe one of them will come off because she definitely has a lot more pain in one of her arms than the other. So she's hoping that maybe the one that she doesn't have as much pain in will come off before New York, or maybe she'll just go with like her splints instead of like her full. Did you just see that? Instant replay right now, folks. Okay. Alright, back to the story. Anyway, so yeah, it's just been interesting in our house, but I think she's kind of gotten better. Dana came over yesterday with some flowers for her and she was really excited to see that. So yeah, everyone's just been so supportive and nice, and I want to thank those people who've made us dinners, who brought over flowers. You feel a lot of support, you know what I mean? The day that she did that was actually the last day of my dance recital. She did it in a workout class in the morning, and then she was like, well, whatever you do, like, you have to go to dance, so I'll just get your dad to take me to the hospital, and we can get an x-ray, and I'll let you know, like, how everything kind of turns out. We did the show 2 nights, so she came the first night, thank goodness, before she got her injury. Anyway, I have to plug my camera in. I'll be right back. Is this it? Yes, bless. I cannot tell if my eyebrows are even or not. I think I have to go back in and add a little bit more. But as you can see, like, it definitely defines your eyebrows, but it doesn't look super intense. Okay, hopefully that looks even. If it doesn't, I'm sorry, but it looks pretty even. I'm gonna go back to the eyes. Starting off, I'm gonna use this Mica Beauty Cosmetics eyelid primer, and it's just like a matte cream kind of colored eyeshadow base. I got this in an Ipsy bag, and so far I've been really liking it to neutralize my eyelids. And I've never gotten really interested in these kind of things. I've always just been like, well, your eyeshadow will cover it up. But as I've been getting kind of older, I've realized that eyeshadow doesn't always cover up those veins, so yeah. I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me powder. I'm just going to take a crease kind of brush. I'm just going to dust this all over where I just put that matte base, just to make sure that the product is no longer super sticky and the eyeshadows can glide on nicely. So today I'm going to use my Naked 2 Basics from Urban Decay. I don't know if you guys knew that I purchased this. I got this back in January, but I haven't used it as much because I really haven't had time to like dig into it, but I took this on a couple trips and I do like it. Let's see, which of my brushes are actually clean? That's the big question, isn't it, people? I'm gonna use this one. This is by Luxie Beauty, and this is such a good brush. My friend Jenna has been recently loving this on her channel, and I loved it too. I just haven't had any time to talk about it, but I really tried it out, and I was like, wow, dang, like, this is a nice brush. So I'm just taking the color Frisk, which is like this medium tone brown. I'm just gonna put this in my crease and above it a little bit, just to act as our transition kind of color. I love Urban Decay eyeshadows, you guys. I love them. They're my favorite. I love the palettes. I'm a huge fan of the Naked family, if you know what I mean. But speaking of the Naked family, has anybody seen the Naked Smoked palette, the Naked Smoky? I think that's what it's called. Oh my gosh. Need. All right, next on that same brush, I'm gonna take the shade Cover, which is this one right here. And I'm just gonna put a tiny amount on the outer corner because you really don't need very much of this color. It's super pigmented. Okay, so where was I on my personal update? Back to the dance recital. Okay, so the dance recital went super well. If you are following me on Instagram, you probably saw a lot of pictures of me in a grandma dress. It might be like, what the heck? I played one of the grandmothers in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That's the show that we did this year. And so I had like a little nightgown and like a little bonnet on my head. So that's why I was in a grandma outfit. Just letting you all know, okay? Just letting you know. Okay, still sticking with the Naked 2 Basics, I'm gonna grab the shade Skimp, which is right on the end, and I'm just gonna pack this all over that lid. Going on to the next eyeshadow I'm gonna be using, I'm gonna take the Nude Dude eyeshadow from the Balm, and this is in the shade Flirty. Look how cute it is! It's like a rosy, shimmery kind of color. And I'm gonna grab that with this brush from Crown Brushes. Yes. And we're just gonna pick up some of that. I haven't used this before, so I don't know how pigmented it is. It's looking very purple. So it might not be the best, but let's just try it out. I'm just packing it on. Ooh. That's actually not super purple. It has like a purple hue to it. I definitely want to do more colorful makeup tutorials though on my channel because I noticed that all of them are neutral and I'm like, dang, girl, you need to get some variety in there, so up under here. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I really like that look. I mean, the same thing on the other eye. But yeah, so going back to my dance recital, but I really liked my character and I had a great time. My friends Jessie and Lindsay were in there too, my friend Renee was in it, and my friend Sarah, and it was just a jolly good time, you know what I mean? Now I'm gonna blend because obviously I need to do some blending. I'm just gonna use the same Luxie Beauty brush and just blend out them harsh edges. This is my last year of dance too though, so it's kind of bittersweet because I was really excited for when it was over because it's a super stressful experience, but it was still really fun. Now I'm just gonna go back into the shade Skimp and just reapply it to my inner corner. Now I'm gonna keep going on with the eyes. I'm gonna use an eyeliner by Bella Pierre. This is in the shade Ebony. I got this in an Ipsy bag. It looks so freaking creamy and I don't know if it's gonna work out on my eyes. If it's really bad, I don't know what we're gonna do, but I really wanted to give it a try because it's so freaking creamy. So I'm just gonna apply this to my upper lash line. Oh my god. This is so creamy! It's actually not too bad of a line. I don't know, I usually hate the way like, eyeliner looks on me, so I usually don't do it, but that's not too bad. I'm just gonna do the other eye. Last we're gonna get is not too bad. I really like the formula of it, like hello. It says a gel eyeliner. It's literally a gel in a pencil form. It's amazing, like amazing. I don't know if it's gonna stay, but it's beautiful to use. Beautiful. Did you see that? Like my eyes got the crazy eyes going on. Anyway, okay. Okay! Now I'm gonna use my NYX Wonder Pencil in my waterline. Okay, you know that comment that I just made of the crazy eyes? Well, literally, whenever I hear someone talk about crazy eyes, I always think of Spencer from Pretty Little Liars. Anybody else? I watched the episode a couple days ago when she went to the campus to try and find like a phone number that she thought Allison was using or whatever. And then so she goes up to this guy. Can you tell me what this number is? Like where it goes to? And he's like, what, are you trying to like track down an ex-boyfriend? And she's like, does it really matter? But like obviously she's not. And then so he's like, I can just tell you that means it's on campus and that means that it's over there. She's like, which building is it in? And he's like, I want to give the guy a fighting chance. And then he says, I could see those crazy eyes from like a mile away. And I was like, oh, oh Spencer, you poor child. I'm gonna curl my lashes. This is so much fun. I should really do more of these. I am having so much fun right now. And I'm using my Benefit They're Real mascara. This is like a little mini guy that's pretty much drying out, but I just wanted to finish him up. The only thing I don't like about eyeliner is I always find that my eyelashes just like die. You know what I mean? Like they don't even show up really when I have eyeliner on, which I know the whole point of eyeliner is to like make your lashes look more thick and you know what I mean, but I feel like I just lose my lashes. I mean, people use false eyelashes, like I know it's a huge thing right now, like false eyelashes. Jaclyn Hill, Jessie Perkins, Lustrelux, everybody, Manny. Everybody's been using eyelashes recently and I just don't even want to touch it. Yeah, I'm gonna get a Q-tip just to clean up the edges a little bit. Be right back. Be a heart to the bee, okay? Be heart to the bee. Okay, so I changed my mind. I got a cotton square. These are amazing. They're by Quo, and I also sneeze Bioderma. Look how big this thing is. This is the size of my face. Obsessed much, Maggie? Obsessed? I know. But it's so good. Squares though, my mom got them for me at Shoppers Drug Mart on sale, and she was, because I was running out of cotton pads. We usually get them at Costco, but we weren't gonna go to Costco anytime soon, so, you know. Okay, so now I'm gonna go on my face. So I'm gonna start by priming with my Too Faced Hangover RX. This stuff is so nice on the skin, you guys. Oh, it just feels so beautiful. I was watching a video of Nikki Tutorials and she was talking about this, but she said basically it's the product that when you wake up and your skin feels like crap, you use this and it will just make it look way better, it make it feel way more energized and awake and is more soothed and hydrated, and I totally agree with this. I'm really liking this so far. I don't know if it's at a holy grail status yet, but I really like it. So that's kind of sinking in. I'm gonna use my e.l.f. Hydrating Under Eye Primer. And I've tried this one and I'm trying the Smashbox one too because I got a little sample of that one. But yeah, these are so far really hydrating and they actually cool under your eyes too, which I find is really nice. A little extra bonus there because, I mean, if they can wake you up and prime, like how nice would that be, right? Am I right? But while I'm waiting for that to sink in, there's a couple more things I want to talk to you guys about. Okay, so anyway, dance recital, Ginge came to see me, which is really nice of her, and yeah, she was like, you should keep the bonnet because then you can Snapchat me, like, going to bed at 7 p.m. because I'm the grandma in the group, if you didn't know. In any group, I'm always the grandma. Because I don't party, I don't drink, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a grandma. I stay at home and I watch movies. Probably like, wow, you're so lame, but I like my life like that, so, you know. So my main favorites, I didn't do one this month just because I really had no time. By the time I actually got filming it, it was like the middle of June, like it is right now. So I was like, why don't I just wait and just do like a May/June, so that's what I'm gonna do. Next, I'm gonna use my NYX HD concealer in the shade Light underneath my eyes. This comes out more of a peachy kind of color on me, which you would not expect in the tube, right? Am I right, ladies? I've been liking it so far. It's definitely a lot thicker than, say, like my e.l.f. one, but I kind of like that aspect of it. So just blend this out with a beauty blender. But yeah, so I'm just gonna do a May/June favorites later, and I hope you guys are okay with that. I just honestly didn't want to be like the last person in the world to post a May favorites because obviously I was very late with that because of my dance recital, and then I had to study for exams and do diploma prep, and it was just like, ugh, you know what I mean? So yeah. I also wanted to mention something else. I've talked about Pretty Little Liars before, and I have been loving that show recently. Anybody else been really obsessed? I have not seen the new seasons. Please don't do any spoilers in the comments because I really want to wait until they're on Netflix because I was late to the party when it comes to Pretty Little Liars. So I'm sorry. See how much brighter my under eyes look? Isn't this crazy? Cray. I'm also gonna use my beauty blender with the e.l.f. BB cream. So I'm just gonna dot this all over my face. But yeah, so I'm waiting for the season 5 to come out, and I saw my friend Giovanna's Snapchats. I saw that she was like, oh, watching season 5, it's up, finally, woohoo. and I literally freaked out. It was like 8 a.m. when I was watching that, and I was like, oh my god! And so I like jumped out of my bed, and I like freaked out a little bit. I opened up my laptop, and it's only on American Netflix. So I live in Canada, if you didn't know, so I was kind of pissed, but I don't even know why they have a difference in Netflix. Like, why couldn't American, Canadian, UK, like, why couldn't it all just be the same? It would make so much more sense. The bright side is I just got a notification from Netflix that Nashville Season 3 is up. And I'm so excited. Duh, I'm so excited. Oh my god. Don't tell me. Again, do not tell me, okay? I love the way this looks on the skin though, don't you think? Like, it gives me a beautiful glow. I'm like, glow, but you know what I mean? Like, it's really nice. Next, I'm gonna take the NYX Conceal Correct Contour little palette. I'm gonna grab the latest shade on the top. See that? See that? Yeah. Yeah, I know it's a little light, but we're just gonna go with it because it matches me pretty well. I am going to New York in June, at the end of June. I'm going for my birthday, and I'm gonna be 18. My dance studio is taking a trip there, and we were gonna go with the dance studio, but then they have like a planned itinerary for every day and stuff. A lot of the stuff that they're doing is stuff that we've already done because we've been to New York a couple times, and if we want to do them again, we'll just go and do them again on our own time. So we decided we just get in like the really good airfare and go, and then so we can kind of see them a little bit, but it's mainly just like a family trip, and I'm going with Ginge as well, so I'm really excited because she's never been before, and I'm really excited to show her New York because New York is such a magical place in my opinion. Next, I'm going to take my e.l.f. HD setting powder, under eye setting powder, and I have gotten this so many months ago, and I honestly just kind of lost track of it. I kind of forgot that I had it, but I'm going to use this underneath my eyes just to brighten things up and just set my under eyes. Hopefully they won't crease too much. My under eyes always crease, like never fails to crease no matter what product I have. Even with the powder sometimes it creases, but hopefully this one will help it out. Next, I'm going to be taking my Fit Me powder from Maybelline, and I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and just set my T-zone because that's kind of where I get the most shine. Next, I'm going to take some bronzer, and I'm going to be using the Too Faced Little Black Book of Bronzers. And I'm going to first take the Chocolate Soleil right over here. Ooh, that's way too much. Oh crap. I've always used Milk Chocolate Soleil, so I'm going to try the regular one. This is going to be way too much product, so I'm just going to dot a little this over here, a little this over here, and then we're going to blend. Okay, it looks super blotchy on the camera, but from real perspective, it's fine. Just letting you know. Next, I'm gonna grab this brush from Estee Lauder, and I'm gonna use a bit of a shimmery bronzer to warm up my skin. I don't know why I keep talking like this. I don't really know. Maybe it's like Miranda Sings thing. But I don't even watch Miranda Sings, as weird as that is. So, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna use Beach Bunny. This little baby guy right over here. Just gonna tap my brush in a little, nothing too much. I'm just gonna bronze my face a little bit more, so I'm still doing this 3/E motion or whatever, but still just add a little bit of a glow, nothing too intense because obviously I'm super pale, but I just want like a little bit of something so I don't look like I'm completely dead, you know what I mean? That's good enough. It might not look completely even in camera because I have a window over here, but I think it's gonna be fine. Now I'm gonna go on to blush. Today I'm gonna use my Majorette from Benefit. I love this. Look how pretty it is. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to kind of stipple it on at first and then just kind of blend it out. This is a cream to powder blush, so it looks really, really pretty because it looks really natural, but still isn't like super sticky and creamy, you know what I mean? Oh, look at that. And it looks really natural too. That's what I like. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like I just piled on a huge crap ton of coral. And I really enjoy that. So, y'alls. Now next, I'm going to be using my Clinique Chubby Stick Hefty Highlight. This is such a beautiful highlight shade. Look at that. And I'm just going to apply this on my cheekbones and blend it out with my fingers. And look at that shine. Does anyone else watch Jaclyn Hill on Snapchat? Because I love her Snapchats. The other day she was like, highlighter on fleek! And it was one of the new Anastasia ones, which I'm drooling over, but they come out in like August or September or something. She kept going and she's like talking to her husband, what's with my highlighter? He's like, it's on fleek! And then she went to a movie theater and she like faced the camera like towards the screen, like the movie screen, and she was like, just wanna let you know, even though I'm in the dark, highlighter is still on fleek. I'm like, okay, woman. Okay. I'm just gonna let that kind of sink in for a minute. I'm going to New York and I really want to buy a vlogging camera so I can take really good photos and maybe do some like vlogging for you guys. I don't really know if you want to see that, so if you want to see New York vlogs, let me know in the comments because I'll totally do that for you. I really want to get like a nice kind of little point and shoot just so I can take really nice pictures and I don't have to use up like all the memory on my phone because my phone has like really small amounts of memory on it, so yeah, but so if you have any recommendations, let me know in the comments. I'm looking at the G7X from Canon. Now I'm going to use my little Stila Duo highlighter in the shade Kitten, and this is really pretty. I'm just going to use the pink kind of color. The pink is quite, like, I guess you could say sheer. Like, it doesn't come off intensely bright, but on top of this, I think it'd be really pretty. Look at that. And I think, like, setting your highlighter is a really good way to make it last all day. Oh, bless. Last thing I'm going to do is my lips. I'm using the NYX Intense Butter Gloss in the shade Tres Leche, which is like a beautiful nude. I'm really into nude lipsticks, as you know. We'll see if this works. If it doesn't work with the eye look, then I'll do something else, but... Ooh, I really like that color. I really like it. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to take my hair out now. Okay, well, there we go. Wow, I really like this makeup, actually. I really like it. I don't know if it's on fleek, but it's pretty close. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and sticking with me for this long. If you did stick around this long, comment down below. On fleek. If you guys lasted this long, congratulations. You are one of my favorite people because you watched me for this long. I hope this is a good representation of the new products. If you want me to use any of these in another tutorial or something, or if you want me to do like a separate review on any of these products, make sure to let me know in the comments. I don't think the eyeliner is completely even, but we're just gonna go with it, right? Right? Okay. Thank you so much for sticking around for my ramble because obviously I had a lot to tell you guys about. And I hope you feel more caught up in my life. Did I tell you I was graduating? I'm graduating in a week. Okay, did I miss that? Somehow I kind of forgot to tell you guys that. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. I love all three of those apps, and I'm going to leave all my links down below. Also, if you are not subscribed yet, make sure to be a part of the family and click that subscribe button. You'll get notified whenever I post a video. And yeah, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye!